love Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. I put them in my playoff prediction last week, and
Did you really?
I did. I'll tell you. You sound just like Whitfield right now, man. He about spit his drink out when I said that. But no, I love Marcus Freeman, and I think he's got a chance to not just maintain what they built, but improve it. And I'm all in on the Marcus Freeman train.
All right, I'm a last thing before we keep the train moving. You know they play the first game, right? In order for them to make the playoffs, they got to win out. I don't see them.
No, I disagree. I think they can lose one and still make it.
I don't know. Not as independent. I don't think so. If ACC wins out, SEC wins out, Big Ten wins out, Notre Dame only gets in if they're undefeated. I don't think they get in one loss. I think they have to. I think Ohio State ironically would get in if they lost to Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame gets in if they lose Ohio State. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think the way
it just depends how it plays out. Yeah.
And also, do you think they have enough firepower? That's kind of my thing about Notre Dame. I thought they're going to play hard, but then they lost Avery Davis. And then quarterback situation, you lose Kyron Williams. Like, you got a great tight end, but then it's like.
I like Tyler Buckner too. I think he's gonna be really good. He was really good in high school. I know he's young. I know he hasn't played a ton, but you mentioned the tight end. I'm the biggest tight end homer of all time. So I love.
He's
Michael
a baller.
Mayer. He's a baller. They brought in Brandon Joseph, the safety. He was one of the best in the Big Ten. And then have you seen the Chris Tyree kid run at all? The receiver.
He's fast. He played against us like 2 years ago. No, he's fast. Bro's fast.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, maybe it's just like I also love that the video of when Marcus Freeman was named the head coach and those players went nuts. Like I want to root for Notre Dame. I want to root for Marcus Freeman, but I think they're talented, man. I think they got a chance to be really, really good.
I want to ask about that. So you mentioned the video of Freeman, right? And you guys, again, both highly esteemed players who have played for great coaches in your career, but like, how much of this is just like media rah-rah hype stuff where people want to root for Notre Dame because of these guys rallying around a guy who stepped up and didn't leave them in the face of their head coach leaving? Or is that something that could actually really translate to on the field this season? Like, is motivation to prove Brian Kelly wrong something that will impact Notre Dame football this year?
Honestly, I probably just knowing that their tradition and just like prestige. I feel like they aren't really trying to prove Brian Kelly wrong as much as like they're just trying to play for a coach they love. Because I mean they believed in Brian Kelly fully, and like now he's gone. He went and took a bag. Hey, teach his own. Look, go do your thing. But I think Marcus Freeman stand when he had the option to leave, to me that like garnered immediate respect from the players, from the staff, and that's a big thing. Even the staff, to see him not leave, I think from the staff standpoint, like you create a lot of like cohesion there. And then the players that, even though they lost their bowl game, but it was still like kind of, they rallied together for the last game to go play for Coach Freeman. And then going into the offseason, I feel like I feel like he's definitely, he's a culture guy. You can just tell. He can just tell. He just bleeds it. And so I know those guys are ready to play, ready to believe in what he's doing. So I think I don't think necessarily motivation as much as it's like DNA. I feel like he's instilling a really championship DNA into their culture and their program. And I feel like even through a video, like he's saying on Twitter or Instagram, it's really evident that those guys want to play for him.
Yeah, it's a great point. And knowing how the culture was under Brian Kelly, and he obviously did a great job. They won a ton of games, man. Like he's really good at what he does. But I wouldn't exactly call Brian Kelly like a player's coach. I don't think the players loved him. Again, he won games. He built a program up. He recruited his butt off, but I think the difference between Freeman and Kelly is so drastic, and the players were so ready for a change. Just from what I've observed and people I've talked to, I think that football is a people business, man. When people want to play for their head coach, it brings out a little different kind of energy. And that first game, Marcus Freeman's alma mater, I mean, that's going to be an intense game against Ohio State, and if Notre Dame can pull it off, I mean, that's going to be. I'm going to be texting Darien. I'm going to be texting Darien and telling him I told you so.
It's going to be like a 14-12 game if they win it, because there's no way they're going to be able to score enough points. But we'll see.
Yeah. You're telling me that college Adam Breneman didn't want to dance on a TikTok with Brian Kelly? Really? I mean, I know you saw the video of the LSU recruits. Like, come on, that's not your thing, Adam?
I would have done it, man. I've probably gotten some followers out of it or something. But no, the other interesting thing about the Notre Dame Ohio State game is what's going to be funny is if it is tight, everyone's going to be talking about how Ohio State's terrible and they're not they may not even win the Big Ten, but no one will be giving any credit to Notre Dame. They'll be Notre Dame's not good either, so it's a lose if it's tight, man.
Hey, that's just how, us in Big Ten country, we got to operate that way.
Doubt.
That's how it goes. We got to criticize the few chances we get to criticize the Buckeyes. We have to do it.